Teenagers and juveniles may be immune to legal punishments, but what happens when they mess with the cops, thinking they're above the law? Here are 3 shocking cases of spoiled teens who thought they were untouchable by the law. In this clip, a police officer catches a teenager who was speeding in his Mustang. On being confronted by the police, the teenager verbally abuses the cop and threatens him as well.
Okay, can you just off instead of being like you're being rude? For what?
What about?
Don't touch my car.
When the cop approaches his car, the teen immediately gets defensive and says that he is being harassed.
Do you know what? Let me see your driver's license.
What was I doing?
I'm not going to ask you again, or I'm going to put my hands on you. Let me see your driver's license.
Dad, can you come here?
On being confronted about exceeding the speed limit,
There.
No, sir. I thought it was a 45.
Okay. They're big. They're posted on the side of the road there in the
Traffic, and I was paying attention to the road.
Yeah.
the teen straight up denies it, explaining that he was only following his mother.
What did I do? I wasn't speeding. I was following my mother.
Okay.
In a shocking turn of events, the teen gets verbally abusive and says that the cop is being rude. The cop asks for his registration papers and tells him that he was driving in a 35 mph construction zone at 55 mph. Simultaneously, the cop points to the tinted windshield. The teen assumes that the cop is here to play games and responds by saying that he bought the car like this. After a while, the teen's parents arrived.
It's okay. It's okay. And you know I just heard that it's very comfortable. We're going back home to Gilbert.
Okay, he's speeding, and he's going to get a ticket. That's it.
And they were no less than him. The parents can be seen denying the charges by giving excuses in defense of their child.
Okay.
It's just been a really bad day.
He has a problem. I will make this as quick, as painless as possible.
Taking the seriousness of the case into account,
Has a subsequent license suspension. And obviously he's had a...
the cop respectfully excludes the parents from the case and confronts the teen once again.
kind of response and action is just absolutely...
The cop is now confronting the teen about the laws he violated, and the teen can be seen blatantly denying them. The cop makes his citations clear and charges the teen with driving with a suspended license.
Were there?
No, sir, I thought it was a 45.
Okay. They're big. They're posted on the side of the road there.
Speeding in a work zone with workers present, failure to provide proof of insurance when requested, and having an illegally tinted window.
Your first citation is criminal in nature, so it's a Class 2 misdemeanor for driving while your license is suspended, revoked, or canceled. Your second one is a work zone speed violation with workers present. So there's workers present here in this construction zone. That's why it's here.
At this point, the parents had again jumped into the argument, constantly trying to defend their son.
I have insurance. That's not true.
Okay, but the fact of the matter is
I was trying to look for him. He was pressed. Yeah,
but I asked him.
I'm a lawyer. I have
It's
a lawyer.
okay, yeah.
I asked him once.
Okay.
I don't have to ask a whole bunch of times. I simply asked for the information that's requested, and it wasn't provided.
This next clip is of a gun bust arrest where 5 teenagers were stopped in a vehicle with 5 loaded guns inside. A bunch of teenagers then arrive at the scene, blatantly misbehaving, harassing the cops, and causing a ruckus. The video starts with a cop interrogating a teenage girl who seems kind of scared. She keeps repeating that the police said they were going to let her go once they were done with the questioning.
Multiple firearms in the vehicle, we have to figure out what's going on.
I don't know, but he said nothing's gonna happen because I don't know what's going on.
The police officer then asks her some general questions, to which the girl gives very vague answers. Her sister keeps asking when the girl will be released, to which the police officer responds by saying that there were a lot of guns in the car.
Just let me go after they done doing it. All right, that's my sister. I'm just trying to figure out what's
Should be all right.
going on. Okay.
There's just a lot of guns in the car. We gotta figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So they have to figure out what is going on. Surprisingly, some teenagers from the neighborhood had reached the scene. The cops can now be seen having a heated argument with the teenagers.
Mine's right here. Mine's right there.
Right, but y'all hit him though. Y'all hit him though.
No, we didn't hide him.
The teens blatantly refuse to comply, and one of them can even be heard questioning the cops' authority.
Back over here.
No, and kid
We're not free to go over there.
One of them jumps out and exclaims that the people in question didn't even do anything when the guns found in their trunks were an obvious offense. A girl tries mocking the cops and says that they harassed her. The teens were obviously not taking this seriously.
How many unsolved murders?
Why is it 30 of y'all?
How many unsolved murders is it?
What's your badge number? Right.
How many unsolved murders is it?
On being confronted by the cops again, the teenagers straight up say that the charges should be dropped by saying that the police only saw the guns because they had badges.
If y'all ain't had them guns, keep it real, would y'all fight us? Y'all got hey, like, you only hard because you got a
Otherwise, no one would have seen anything. The cops and the teens in question had quite a long argument.
You're the kind of kid back in the day when I didn't you would get hurt.
Until the cops made them realize the extent of their offense.
What you say my name was? The police just put up out the blue for no reason. You'll know.
The argument escalates as the teenagers are now questioning why the cops had pulled them over in the first place.
He's not their friend.
How you know me?
Y'all cool? Wait,
You don't know me.
Well, I'm sorry, ignore him, y'all. Ignore him. I got a serious question.
These kids were now asking the cops dumb questions, which was only making things worse for them.
You ain't doing about it. You're not solving murder. You're not solving murder.
What do I gotta say?
Don't keep
Keep
the
saying
You're not solving murder. You're not. What's your name?
Shockingly, their whole argument is now about whether the cops had probable cause to pull them over or not.
Pulled up, hopped out, walked to the car. What about that girl that got shot?
What about her?
The teenagers had now exceeded the boundaries as they were disrespecting the law in front of the cops by making fun of them.
I didn't know y'all could do that.
Why don't I'm about to go back there.
Despite being detained for charges, they were still not taking the cops seriously, which would lead to grave consequences. The cops soon left the place to deal with the case, as the menace being caused by the teenagers was getting out of hand. Two girls were told that charges would not be filed against them.
Hey dear, go ahead, step on, I'm gonna cuff you.
And that they would be released after a while.
But we're just gonna get you home or something. What's your address, like where your guardian lives, your mom or your dad?
As per the records, a 17-year-old was arrested in this case to whom the weapons belonged. This next clip is of teenagers denying the orders of a cop. They can be seen openly rebelling against the law, which had grave consequences for them. The video starts with the cop grabbing the attention of the teenagers by exclaiming that they have to leave the restaurant.
I'm not playing. Time to go.
Otherwise, they will be subject to trespassing.
1264. I'm going to need more cars at McDonald's. They want you out, man. It's not, I'm telling you to go.
The teens ignored the orders and went by their business.
Because how many times did I say time to go? How much use the bathroom? How many times?
After telling the kids to leave multiple times,
if you don't start leaving,
the cop says that if they don't leave, he will have to use his handcuffs.
you already ordered? Come over here.
The cop then approaches a kid who is standing at a counter and asks him to leave.
I know you just didn't say what I think you said. It's time to go. I'm not playing around now. Listen, from the manager, you...
The teen says no to his face and starts stalling around.
I'm telling you that, okay? I already told the manager, so you just stop leaving?
The kid misbehaves verbally with the cop.
Other people here.
I've been here.
All right, time to go.
Still standing at the same place where he was before when the cop asked him to leave.
I don't know why.
Huh?
I don't know why.
Because he doesn't want anybody in here.
So you mean mad people can stay here, but I
We'll kick it
don't.
up.
On being asked multiple times, the kid makes an offensive remark about the cop and then walks away.
Time to go.
Yeah, so you think around, so you're gay.
What is it?
So you're gay, nigga.
All right, that's what it is. Go.
After a while, as the body cam footage shows, the cop can be seen grabbing the same kid as before, exclaiming, "You're not going back in."
He's not coming in. He's not coming in. You're not coming in.
The teen gets offensive and can now be seen talking in an elevated tone.
What are you gonna do about it, nigga? We're gonna lock you up.
You're gonna get locked up.
As a matter of fact, the whole group of teenagers has now gotten aggressive.
Nigga, he's not gonna stay and get my food, nigga. Get dogs, nigga. I've been locked up, nigga.
The teens can be seen making remarks like, "Who are you touching?" and "What are you going to do about it?" which is clearly a violation of the orders the cop had given them. The kids were now verbally abusing the cops, which is an offense in itself. The cop was now giving his final warning about the trespassing notice when he saw the same kid he had warned twice before.
You're standing, time to go. You're under.
This was now a violation, and the cop had to arrest him.
You're under arrest.
The teen can now be seen screaming in an aggressive tone and resisting arrest, still thinking he hadn't done anything wrong. The teen can then be seen trying to push the cop down, to which the cop responds by pinning the teen to the ground. The teen is still screaming racial slurs in an aggressive voice.
Everybody go! Yo, nigga! Yo, why you grabbing my fucking neck?
Meanwhile, in the background, tension between the other teens and the cops arises, and the cops can be seen tackling another male, pinning him against the wall.
Fuck, nigga! Yo, what the fuck, nigga? What the fuck, nigga? Yo, get up off me, nigga! Yo, get up off me, nigga! Yo, get off me, nigga!
Amongst the tension, another arrest takes place, which is a girl this time.
What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? What the fuck is wrong with you? This is not crazy, nigga!
The girl was from the same group of students and reportedly misbehaved with the cops and tried to escape the detention order. After the arrests had been done, the cops were trying to explain how the case was going to continue to the initial arrest.
Numerous times. I told you to leave. I told you don't come back in the store.
But the teen still refused the arrest.
What if I need to get food, bro? It's like that. I don't
Why
care.
didn't you have lunch at school?
He exclaimed that the trespassing order was invalid to begin with and that he was in the right.